Lee Brice, Me and My Guitar Tour, Thursday, February 6th at 7:30 at the Community Arts Center in Williamsport. First of all, Lee, welcome back. You were last here on October 1st, back in 2015, 2016, celebrating I Don't Dance. And
oh, man.
How about that?
Wow, how time flies.
It does. That's been a lot of water over the dam between now and then. Why don't you tell us about this very special and intimate show and what you most look forward to your friends here in Central PA?
Man, I tell you, I grew up just playing, just by myself. I'm playing for my family or playing for friends, and then playing it little, just, it was very intimate settings all the time, just me and my guitar. And I've always wanted to get back and do something like that, except I didn't just want to sit on a stool and sing for an hour and a half, just, back to back. And I wanted it to be special. And, cause I've done a lot of that, little shows here and there on the side, and I always love it, but we wanted to do something extra special. So I really put some thought into it, and there's a flow to this show, and it's a different type of acoustic show than you've ever seen. And honestly, the big thing about it for me last year, once we did it, it was the most fun I think I've had in a very, very long time. And it's, I guess what I look forward to the most, of the reason is because we get to, it's so intimate that I find myself having conversations with people in the crowd. I mean, it's like,
it's almost like a therapy session. It's cleansing.
Yeah. Yeah, I got people. I mean, we'll be belly laughing together, and we'll be crying, and we'll be rocking out. I mean, it really is a special time, and it's just unique, and it's kind of rejuvenated my soul, really. I mean, it's really been awesome, and we just got started this past weekend, so we just got our feet back under us, and now we are running smooth, and I'm excited to come see y'all.
Well, I heard that you have 30 guitars on stage. Is that true? Little Birdie told us 30.
that. I don't know about 30, but it might look like that, but I think there's probably about 15 or so.
And so they're all special to you, these various guitars at certain stages of your life?
Yeah, that's what we do. Is really this, I like to call it what this thing is kind of a journey. It's a journey through my life. And a lot of that has to do with music. I mean, so much of it really has been wrapped around music from the time I was born to my first messing around on piano and then guitar and writing songs and going and singing in church, and all the way through all the other days, all the way up until right this second. And so those guitars, depending on what they are, sometimes some of them are kind of built around where they were in my life. Or some of them are just kind of if I'm playing a bass or if I'm playing a ukulele or something, it's because that's what the song calls for. And so they're all different. All of them are completely different. And you can really kind of go through the kind of different sounds and the reason why those are all different guitars. And you very clearly hear, when you're there listening, that a guitar is not just a guitar. They all have different lives and different personalities.
Yeah. And, every show's different for you, too. Does that ever get scary when you go out to the audience?
Yeah. Yeah. It actually is. Because when you're by yourself out there, I mean, like I said, I am in my comfortable place when I'm by myself with a guitar, but it's so intimate that it's almost like a microscope. And so it does, and then it's like, some nights, it's like somehow or another, something goes wrong or something goes right or something happens, and it's always off the cuff, and it just ends up working out. But you still wonder, every night I go, God, am I going to be able to do this again tonight? Is it going to be as cool as it was last night? But it seems to always work out really awesome, and so that is one of the fun parts about it. Walking on the ledge.
Yeah. Is there any sneak peeks that you could share with the fans that are going to be coming to the show?
Well, I guess you're gonna hear some of the hits that have been through, what they mean to me, and all that kind of stuff, where they came from. But there's some special guest stuff going on too, and there might be maybe even a member of my family or something that we might. But you'll have to see when you get there.
Your lovely wife, Sarah, very talented songwriter, and a lot of our listeners here on WILQ, they wondered and they asked us to ask you, how did you first meet, and have you ever considered collaborating together on a music project? Yeah,
I mean, we've written together, but we met on a beach, and so if you come to the show, you'll get to hear the whole story about that. But as far as us, yeah, we in fact, I'm playing a song in the show that her and I wrote together, and I'm making a new record right now. I'm almost done with it, and if I had to play one song for anybody at any time. If I could only play one song off my new record that I'm working on, it would be that song. It's one that her and I wrote together, and it's one of my favorite songs I've ever written. So it's a really special moment in the show, but yeah, and you know, she's I woke up for Christmas a year ago, and she had gone and written a song, and she sang it herself and had it recorded with my engineer, and I had no idea, and she played it for me on Christmas morning. It was just a song from her to me, and so, you know, she can sing a little bit, but she really writes, and so we've always talked about doing a little something together, even musically. We'll see.
Well, first of all, I wanted to congratulate you for the Pandora Billionaire plaque, being the second country artist behind Keith Urban to get that. So congratulations there. And thinking back to your early days of your career, did you ever imagine like such wonderful blessings would be coming your way?
You know, I always imagined that I was going to work hard and be able to do this for a living somehow or another. But, you know, you can never imagine that kind of thing. You know, you can't imagine having your hero record your song and debuting at number one. And you can't imagine winning, you know, certain awards and things like that and getting and being held up in, you know, high regard from your peers and stuff like, you know, 1 billion and 2. And now I think, you know, multiple billion streams. It's just crazy to think, but that I guess it just pays off with work, you know, and I've always wanted to work hard. My daddy worked hard, and my whole family worked hard their whole lives, and it's a work ethic, and I feel like if you work hard at something long enough, and you'll succeed, you know?
Yeah. Do you ever think that you are more creative at certain times of the year than others, like winter, spring, summer, fall? Is there like a particular time that you like to write music?
100%. Yeah. So the fall for me is like every year, that's like when I get the most inspired. And I swear, I think there's a literal sort of an endorphin in the air and all that makes it happen. Yeah. I don't know if it's that football comes around and school, and I don't know what it is, but it inspires me. And I'm always writing some of my coolest stuff in the fall. I don't know why.
And then that times out too, because as January, February, March roll, that's when you start hitting the road. So you've got that new material on hand.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
Well, listen, your American-born whiskey, that Tennessee-produced whiskey, it honors the spirit and tradition of America with American-born. Now, out of all the whiskeys and all the gin mills, how did this opportunity come your way?
Well, we met some people. From down in Texas, and they had done some other things like that before and sold some companies, and we were just hanging out, and they were just good people, and they really wanted to do something new, and they wanted to do something that made sense, kind of like, you know, a brand that wasn't like being forced. And so we do, you know, it's another one brand that don't enforce is us, Texas and Tennessee and South Carolina boys having a little bit of whiskey. So that it just kind of naturally fell into place, and so we've just been doing that for years now, and growing the company, and just honestly, it was a true just kind of happenstance of hanging out and saying, man, let's do something cool, and so that's what we did.
Yeah, it's a part of Americana. You know, you're an avid hunter and a family man, and that's what impresses me about you the most. Do you enjoy the special moments with your family, and how do you maintain your balance between work, family, and hunting?
Well, first of all, I like to take them hunting with me, so that's a good excuse to go hunting. So when I take them hunting with me, but you know, a couple ways I balance it is I figured out, you know, say the road and home and studio. I was finding myself coming off the road, and then but then I had to go to the studio to go work, you know, and what I did was I built a studio on my bus. And so that when I'm out there and I have that downtime, I really get a lot of work done. Like there's a lot of stuff that I record out there that's actually on the records themselves. And then, yeah, when I come home, that gives me a little more time to just be with the family. And if that's hunting, you know, or fishing or just some projects around the farm, that is our special times. I mean, me and Truly, my little girl, she's 7, and she'll shoot your eye out at 70 yards with her little 22 rifle.
Oh, that's
and
great.
We go for, she loves to go, she loves to clean her gun, and like, she loves to, like, it's just, she takes pride in it, and she's a really good shot, and so, both my boys are too, but we love to go shooting, and that just spending that time together. But that's all because a lot of the reason because I put that studio on my bus and I get so many hours of work done out there, so I don't have to work so many when I get home.
Yeah, so you've got 3 kiddos then, 2 boys and a daughter?
That's right.
All right, that's a blessing, that's for sure. Hey, what's the best piece of advice that you've ever received, and how do you apply it to your daily life?
Well, my mama's given me advice my whole life, my mom and daddy, about just trusting God with everything that you do, and even when it's really seeming like it. My mama would always say, "Now listen, can you imagine? God promises us He's got something better for us, and if you trust that, then you can make yourself feel better right now. Since you're upset or you're sad or you're frustrated because something didn't work out, Mama will go, can't you imagine if it's going to be even better than that? I said, well, you know what? That's a good way to look at it. And so that's been something that's always kept me moving forward no matter what struggles I've come across.
Hey, you were blessed to have a good mama and daddy, that's for sure. I want to thank you for your time. We're excited about Me and My Guitar Tour, and I just can't believe it's been almost a decade since you've been back to the Community Arts Center, and it's just going to be a unique and a wonderful evening for a lot of folk. And Lee, it's just been an honor talking to you. Now, I know you're a very busy man, but we here at WILQ sure appreciate you and your music and your family and what you've brought to country music, and we just wish you God's blessings for the rest of your career.
Oh, man, I sure appreciate that, and it's nice meeting you, and hopefully maybe we'll get to see you at the show, but everybody, it's going to be a good time, and so I appreciate you having me on this morning, and we'll see you soon. I can't wait to get back.